Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Darius from Above 701. And now that you've had a chance to sign up with Above 701, let's talk about what happens, because typically people get a little bit nervous or they get unsure about the process. You've seen me talk about these results on social media. You've seen me post people's credit reports or their credit scores on social media, and you're like, when is it going to be my turn? I want you to brag on me. Let's talk about what happens, because the emails I typically get are, you've taken a payment from my account. I don't see any updates on my credit score. What happens next? I haven't heard anything from you since I sent you in the paperwork. Why not? What happens next? So let me just tell you what happens so that you can be aware. Credit restoration is not something that is instantaneous. Okay? Take that in. I just want to set the proper expectation. For a lot of people, they've had bad credit 10, 15, 20 years. I can't undo in 2 days what it took someone 20 years to do. So just in terms of expectation, you got to understand it's going to take a while. The more negative items you have on your credit report, the longer it's going to take to have it repaired. What does that mean? It means, one, I never guarantee you a time frame. No one in this business can tell you they can fix your credit report in 60 days, in 90 days. Do you know why? There's so many factors that are completely out of my control. What I will do is work for you until your credit score is above 701, regardless of how long that takes. Here's what happens. By the time you come to me and you've gone ahead and signed up, we've got the required paperwork, you've got your account with Credit Check Total or My Free Credit Score Now, whatever the case might be, we do a full analysis of your whole credit outlook. I'm looking on your credit report to see anything that's negative, anything that's outdated, anything that's erroneous, anything that's duplicated. And those are the items I'm attacking, including any inquiries that are on your credit report, because those also do damage to your credit score for up to a year. But just the fact that you have inquiries on your credit report and you don't have a line of credit associated with it also does damage to the complete outlook of your credit report and credit history. All right. So my job is to say, what are these items? In many cases, some people will come 15, 16, 17, 25 items that are just negative, that are causing their scores to decrease. My job is to look at those, do a full analysis, and put together a plan to dispute these. This means that I might go after all items at one time. This means that I might segment the items I go after. This means I might take items 1, 3, 5, and 7, and 9 and do those in July. And then, the next month in August, I'll do 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. It just depends, because there is a rhythm that we've got to get into to get these items disputed. All right. This has given me the best results over the last couple of years, and this is the reason why people are typically happy with the results. So if you're looking for instant results, they don't happen that way, all right? I don't do the disputes electronically. I do them the old-fashioned way, in the mail, because that's going to give you a better result. Now, I work on your behalf. We send out dispute letters for you every 30 to 45 days. We stagger them out, right? So you don't even have to worry about, well, is a letter going out for me? Did you dispute? You don't even have to worry. We're on a constant cycle, and we're sending letters out every week. We've got just under 1,000 clients, so your letters are mixed into our batch. That goes out on a weekly basis, depending upon your actual schedule. All right, so that's the process. Now, what typically happens is that just from the items being deleted from your credit report, that's going to cause the score to increase. So when you see me on social media and I'll say, oh, look, this person's score was this in January, and then now in December it's this, that's because we've been successful in having negative items come off the credit report. At some point, you and I are going to have a conversation, typically over email, or it could be phone, but we're going to talk about ways to start putting positive credit on the credit report. The reason we don't have this conversation in the beginning is because it's almost like putting on perfume or cologne without taking a bath or a shower. you've got to scrub clean the credit report as best you can first before we talk about adding positive credit onto the credit report. That's going to give you a better outlook. And what also happens is it makes you look good to underwriters. If you're looking to refinance, you're looking to go get a mortgage, you're looking to go get a car, it just makes you look better once you've got all the negative crap deleted from the credit report. Late payments, collection accounts, you've got all of your personal information all aligned between Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. All that looks good. So we're working on all that on your behalf, sort of behind the scenes. All right. The payment situation happens once a month. So we debit your account with a credit card on file the first of every month. You get an invoice. So the invoice tells you that. Nothing to hide there. That's kind of how that process works. And then if you ever have any questions, we just ask that either you email us at info@above701.com, because our CRM system, our client relationship management system, is tied into the email system, so that if anybody has to look up what's going on with your account, I can pull up your account and I can see all the correspondence that's in there, and it just helps us better service each client that walks through our front door. All right, so that's how the process works. We do it successfully. We've got a lot of people have had really great results. Now, one thing I will ask that you do is don't use your credit if you can help it. While I am working on fixing your credit, do not use your credit, because what happens is that when you go out and you go apply for a car, you're going to go to CarMax. CarMax is going to run your credit 9 times with Santander and Wells Fargo and Chase Auto Finance and CarMax Auto Finance. And by the time we're done, now your credit scores drop 40 points because you have all these hard inquiries to your credit score, right? Believe it or not, I know you're saying, oh my gosh, I don't know why people would do that. It happens, okay? And what happens is that people see their credit score go from a 589 to a 640. 640 is great, but it's not above 701. You get to a 640, you start using your credit, guess what happens? Now you go from a 640, you're back to a 590. And you're looking at me like, Darius, what happened? You used your credit, okay? So if you can help it, don't do that. Also, you got to understand that if you start having other items added to your credit report after you and I have started working together, that is going to cause your credit score to decrease. What do I mean? Lots of times you and I could start, let's just do an arbitrary date, October 1st. But guess what? In December, you had 2 collection accounts added. Those accounts were not there when you and I started in October 1st. That means that by the time December rolls around, any new items, they're gonna cause your score to drop. Not my problem. I didn't cause that. I can certainly add that to your disputes for you, but I wanna set your expectation that any new items that get added, they're gonna take us back a couple of steps, and we got to work on those new items as well. Doesn't mean we won't do it. I just want you to understand, if you're wondering why your score is not at 701 as quickly as somebody else's might be, that could be the problem, is that you got new things added on. Also, let me just say this. The current accounts that you do have that you're paying on time, continue to pay those accounts on time, because what will happen is that if you and I start working together in October 1st, and then let's say you go 30 days past due on something in December or January of the following year, guess what? That's a negative mark on your credit report, and that's gonna tank your score. So any progress that I've gotten you up until that point, and now you have 30 days late, 60 days late, another collection account added, again, the score is going to decrease. So besides not using the credit, make sure everything that is currently in good standing remains in good standing. All right, so that's the process. I wanted to do this quick little video just because I get so many questions about what happens next, what am I supposed to do next, then what happens, and so now you know. If you've got any questions, just reply. Any email that we've sent to you from info@above701.com, reply to that. I monitor the email box, and then Marin, who many of you have talked to, she's in the email box every day, all day. All right. So one way or the other, we'll get you an answer and we'll get you where you got to go. All right. So I hope this video helps a little bit in setting the expectation about what to expect when you sign up with Above 701. I'm so happy that you trusted me to do this for you and that you are now a client of Above 701. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I always say one thing: you just cannot be fly with bad credit.